1. Jordie Barrett's crucial pass secures All Blacks' 29-19 win over France. Rugby highlights. 2. New Zealand vs France highlights. All Blacks win 3-0 series sweep. 1. Jordie Barrett's crucial pass secures All Blacks' 29-19 win over France. Rugby highlights. Picture this, a last-minute hero emerging from the shadows to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. That's exactly what happened when Jordie Barrett stepped in for the All Blacks and changed the game against France in their July rugby clash. If you're a fan of underdog stories or clutch performances, this match had it all, and it's the kind of moment that makes rugby unforgettable. But let's dive deeper into how an unexpected substitution turned the tide in a series that was anything but predictable. Jordie Barrett wasn't originally slated to hit the field for that third and final test in July against France. You can check out the full event details on the FloRugby site if you want to relive it. Yet, France's relentless defense forced the All Blacks to make some bold moves, pulling Barrett into the action. Coming on in the 54th minute after playing for Leinster Rugby during the club season, he wasted no time making his mark. By the 76th minute, he unleashed one of the most memorable passes of the entire series, setting up Brodie McAlister for a try that locked in a 29-19 win for New Zealand in Hamilton. And this is the part most people miss. While the score looks decisive, the game was nail-bitingly close, with France pushing hard until the very end. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite being ranked number 4 and missing several star players, France put up a fight that had experts scratching their heads. Their defense held strong for long stretches, denying the All Blacks scoring opportunities time and again. Some might argue that France's resilience was undervalued, or could it be that the All Blacks got a bit lucky with their substitutions? Either way, Barrett's heroics sealed a clean sweep for New Zealand, wrapping up a 3-match series where the number 2 team in the world lived up to expectations against a depleted French squad. Looking ahead, France has a big challenge coming up against South Africa in November, while the All Blacks are gearing up for a tough trip to Argentina in August for the Rugby Championship. If you're eager to catch all the action, you can subscribe to watch every New Zealand All Blacks summer test match on FloRugby. It's a great way to stay connected to the sport. Plus, if you're curious about the bigger picture, FloRugby has a list of the 100 best rugby players in the world, and key insights from Week 4 of the 2025 July Rugby Internationals are worth exploring for more context. Now, let's break down the game moment by moment, making it easy for newcomers to follow. Rugby can be tricky with all its rules, but think of it like this: teams score tries, similar to touchdowns in American football, by grounding the ball in their opponent's in-goal area, and they can add points with conversions, penalties, or even drop goals. In this match, the first half was dominated by France, who took an early lead thanks to standout performances from players like Nolan Le Garrec. He was on fire, scoring points left and right. By halftime, he had racked up 16 points himself, showing why he's a rising star. But the All Blacks, known for their championship minutes right before the break, fought back with a try from Anton Lienert-Brown, narrowing the gap to 19-17. As the second half kicked off, both teams made substitutions to keep things fresh. It's like rotating players in a marathon to maintain energy and strength in key positions such as the scrum, which is that intense shoving match where teams contest possession. New Zealand swapped in George Bower for Ethan de Groot at loose head prop, aiming to bolster their scrum against France's powerful front row. France went all out, replacing their entire front trio with Demba Bomber, Gaëtan Barlotte, and Paul Mellis. These changes can shift the momentum, as fresher players often bring new tactics or speed to the game. For instance, substitutions aren't just about fatigue, they're strategic moves that can exploit weaknesses, like when New Zealand brought on Jordie Barrett and he immediately influenced play. The drama ramped up in the second half. France's defense was rock solid, stopping the All Blacks multiple times near the try line. Imagine building up all that pressure only to be thwarted at the last second. But persistence paid off for New Zealand when Damian McKenzie spotted a gap and kicked a well-placed grubber. That's a low, bouncing kick designed to challenge the defence, to du Plessis-Kirifi, who scored a try in the 58th minute. Still, France refused to back down, coming close to answering with their own scores. And this is the part most people miss. Ardie Savea, often hailed as one of the best players in the world, was everywhere, making crucial tackles and forcing penalties that kept his team in the game. His performance raised questions. Is he the defining factor in New Zealand's success, or could any top back row player have done the same? By the 72nd minute, with the score tied at 22-19, tensions were high. The All Blacks attempted a drop goal but missed, and France's defence held firm again. Then, in a moment that could spark debate, Jordie Barrett broke through and delivered that game-sealing pass to McAlister. For beginners, a pass like that isn't just about accuracy, it's about reading the defence, timing, and vision, skills that Barrett showcased perfectly. The final score didn't fully capture how competitive it was, with France's efforts making it a contest rather than a blowout. Digging into the stats from the first half gives a clearer picture. New Zealand had more carries, 94 versus France's 62, showing they were running the ball more, but France was better at winning turnovers, 4 to New Zealand's 0, which means they stole possession effectively. Over the whole match, New Zealand outscored France in points, 74-44 across the series, and tries, 10-5, gaining more meters and creating more line breaks. These numbers highlight how dominant the All Blacks were statistically, but France's ability to stay in the game despite the rankings gap might make you wonder, was this a sign of their potential, or just a fluke against a rotating All Blacks squad? Lineups also played a big role. New Zealand started with Ethan de Groot at prop, Ardie Savea at flanker, who later shifted to number 8 due to a late change, and Will Jordan on the wing, who's chasing a tries record. France had Nolan Le Garrec at scrum half, who was instrumental in their early lead. Substitutions midway through, like bringing on Brodie McAlister and Fletcher Newell for New Zealand, helped maintain intensity. For those new to rugby, understanding positions is key. Forwards like props and hookers focus on scrums and lineouts, while backs like Barrett handle speed and passing. Beyond this match, rugby fans have plenty to look forward to. The All Blacks are set to face Argentina next, and there's a full slate of international games on July 19th, including South Africa versus Georgia and even U20 championships. If you're in the US, Flow Rugby is your go-to for streaming all this action, with archives and replays available. They cover everything from the Investec Champions Cup to the Top 14 League, making it easy to dive deeper into the sport. Wrapping this up, the All Blacks sweep might seem straightforward on paper, but France's spirited performance and Barrett's timely intervention add layers of intrigue. But here's where it gets controversial. Some might say the absence of France's top players made the series less competitive, while others could argue it showcased the depth of both teams. What do you think? Could France have turned the tables with a full squad, or was Barrett's magic unstoppable? Share your takes in the comments. Let's debate whether this was a predictable win or a thrilling upset in the making. 2. New Zealand vs France highlights. All Blacks win 3-0 series sweep. In a thrilling conclusion to their series, New Zealand triumphed over France with a score of 29-19 in Hamilton on July 19, 2025, marking a significant 3-0 series victory. The spotlight shone brightly on Brodie McAlister, who made a remarkable Test debut as a replacement hooker, scoring a crucial late try that sealed the win. The decisive moment came when Jordie Barrett executed a brilliant line break right in front of the post, then cleverly passed the ball back to McAlister, who slid over the line, much to the delight of the home crowd at Waikato Stadium. Debuting here is truly incredible, and I feel immense pride in donning the black jersey and working alongside my teammates, McAlister expressed, reflecting on his journey filled with challenges and resilience. Despite the absence of his brother Scott and Boden due to injuries, Barrett stepped up admirably, showcasing his skills off the bench. He made a pivotal try-saving tackle around the hour mark, thwarting the determined French team, who have not won in New Zealand since 2009. Although France arrived without several key players, they proved to be a formidable opponent for Scott Robertson's All Blacks, aside from a heavy 43-17 loss in the second test held in Wellington. In Hamilton, Robertson opted for a significantly altered lineup and had to make a last-minute change when number 8 Luke Jacobson suffered a hamstring strain during warm-ups. Du Plessis-Kirifi took his place and celebrated his first start for the All Blacks with a try that put his team ahead after they had been trailing 19-17 at halftime. The French team started strong, with scrum half Nolan Le Garrec scoring the first try just 8 minutes into the match after a quick run from a maul. They extended their lead to 10-0 with a penalty before New Zealand finally responded. Will Jordan made a spectacular play, gathering a kick and slicing through the French defense for a try in the 22nd minute. France's fly half Antoine Hastouy kept the scoreboard moving with a drop goal, and Le Garrec added 2 penalty goals, pushing the French lead to 19-10. However, veteran All Blacks centre Anton Lienert-Brown, returning from injury, narrowed the gap with a hard-fought try just before halftime, following an impressive 18 phases of play. After the break, the French defense held strong for a while, but the All Blacks finally broke through after 58 minutes, thanks to a clever grubber kick from Damien McKenzie. Although French fullback Leo Bar managed to retrieve the ball over the line, All Blacks winger Sevu Reece was quick to pounce, dislodging the ball and allowing Kirifi to score his first test try. With the lead now in their favour, the All Blacks intensified their efforts, spending a significant portion of the remaining time on the French goal line. It was then that the brilliant Barrett made his mark, breaking through the defence to set up McAlister's winning try. This match not only showcased the talent and determination of the All Blacks but also highlighted the ongoing rivalry and competitive spirit between these two rugby powerhouses. What do you think about the performance of the All Blacks in this series? Do you believe they can maintain this momentum in future matches? Share your thoughts in the comments.